It's Perp back with another video, and I just got done finally watching episode 2 of Ninja Kamui. Man, I really liked how this opened up with a complete lore dump, and we also get a look at the opening, which I don't know if that was in the first episode, if they just went completely introless with the first episode, because if they did do that, that's really dope that they waited for the second episode to kind of show that off. But yeah, they pretty much show you the backstory on this clan of ninjas and stuff, and all leading up to our main character Higan, that he pretty much disobeyed the rules of this clan, and this is why he is being hunted down and why his family ended up dying, and why he's sitting there torturing this one guy, which we'll get into that. But as he's torturing this guy, he passes out, then wakes up where this guy calls out his name, Higan. That's where we get his actual name drop. And obviously this old guy has a history with Higan. We're gonna have to probably wait and see where that goes, but he also mentions the technique he used to survive is a secret technique that he's not allowed to use, and he should never use it again, or he'll might die. But then he sees the wound on his back that he should have died from this. He's just surprised that he's still alive, but he leaves him with a bunch of supplies and whatnot. And then we go back to him torturing this guy and giving one of the best scenes of the year in anime period. This was definitely one of the best, where he pretty much in short tells this guy you're going to hell, but he says it in such a badass way that it's just a great send-off. And just the animation throughout this whole series has just been really A1. So then we cut to Agent Mike and Emma, where he's now being taken off this case. They pretty much this let me know right this moment that it's way deeper than he thought initially. Now it's going to get revealed that this clan not only is some type of shadow government, they're just running everything. So that means technology. I forget exactly the corporation or the tech company that was mentioned, but it gets mentioned a lot, and I feel like the technology that our main character uses, that gets shown again later on, is all part of that. And that's what's going to connect the dots, that everybody's in on it. Everything is being controlled by ninjas, which is so fucking dope when I really think about it. It's so ridiculous, but it makes sense for this world. So they try to track down Higan, but what they find out is he's just using an alias. They don't know his real name. They don't know his wife and kids' actual name. So it's going to be kind of hard to track them down. So we kind of cut away and go back to Higan. He's going around just looking for answers, and he stops at this bar. And I really like this. He's going to all these different places, you know what I'm saying, as he's traveling and whatnot. And he stops at this bar, and there's these two asshole cops that come in, and they just start to kind of just harass people and whatnot. And this one cop tries to harass Higan, and he's just not having it, puts him on his ass, and then doesn't even put a finger on his other partner, but just the force of his punch knocks his ass a few feet back and whatnot into the bar and whatnot. That was really dope. Of course, he can't stay there, so he has to dip, and he wants to set up a meeting pretty much with Mike to kind of pretty much form an alliance. But I like in this whole conversation between Emma and Mike about them doing illegal activities through VR and whatnot, and people thinking that's not going to be our future, bro. That's definitely going to be the future, the very near future, I would say. But that aside, they end up setting up a spot to meet at, And like I said, throughout this whole entire episode, you start to get the name drops and the commercials of this tech corporation, and obviously you can see that he's probably using it in disguise, and it's not really them, it's really like this ninja clan, obviously. But anyways, they get into this the meeting spot that Mike set up, and then obviously Mike wants to act like he's Shaft or some shit and tries to trick old boy into surrendering or telling him like what's his real name, and he's just sitting there silent, and he's like, we're gonna have this conversation, like I'm gonna let you know a few things. But before he could do that, you see these like delivery guys coming in and out. There's like two of them, and then the third guy comes in, and he is obviously a ninja. And that whole fight scene was just excellent, man. That was so fast paced. As he's trying to protect him, a second guy jumps out, so now he's fighting 2v1, wolves both they ass, and then tells Mike that those were ninjas, and everything's pretty much being controlled by ninjas, that disguise that comes from their tech and whatnot. But before they can even go any further, some other people just pull up, blow that shit the fuck up, and they're lighting this shit up, man. They lighting this place up, and it's crazy. And old boy's able to get away, but then it seems like Mike has this kind of realization that, yeah, everything is connected and whatnot. And now this guy that gets teased at the very end of this episode seems like he's going to be the big bad, the big threat. If our main character is anything to kind of go off on, that can let you know that there's going to be people that are just as skilled as him, and I can't wait to see those kind of characters clash, because right now it's looking really easy. But man, this was a overall great episode, very action-packed, very lore-heavy at the same time, a really good balance. They didn't try to hit you with too much exposition. It was just enough to kind of go in and out while also throwing in action. It was really great. I'm loving this series, and I can't wait to see what happens in episode 3. But if you get around to checking this out, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.